What's happening, everybody? Justin, Library Chess Productions, coming at you with another movie review, this time reviewing Gary Ross's Ocean's 8, which just opened yesterday. Or opened Friday, I guess however you want to play that. Ocean's 8 is a comedic heist movie starring an all-star women's cast, including Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Helena Bonham Carter, although I will never understand her appeal, and Sarah Paulson. The movie also stars James Corden and Richard Armitage, but the men don't matter. You know what? I'm going to leave that in. I'm going to see how people take that. So Ocean's 8 focuses on Debbie Ocean, who is the sister, the estranged sister, of Danny Ocean from the original Ocean's movies. Now, she is released from jail, released from lockup, and she has plotted a massive diamond heist, targeting the Met Gala, a Cartier necklace worth about $150 million, and revenge on an ex-lover who was the reason she was locked up in the first place. This is more a bonus of the movie than an actual feature, but this movie featured a lot of kind of cool cameos that if you weren't paying specific attention at any one point, you might miss. I had to actually make a list of them so that I didn't forget any of them. Dakota Fanning, Zayn Malik has a cameo, Katie Holmes, Maria Sharapova, Serena Williams, got some tennis talent in there for some reason, Olivia Munn, Kim Kardashian, and the interchangeable Jenner girls. You show me someone that says they can tell the difference between the Jenner girls, I will show you a liar. Plus, for fans of the original Ocean's movies, you had Elliot Gould as well as Xiaobo Qin, who reprised their roles from the original Ocean's films. No Matt Damon, though. His scene was apparently cut from the theatrical version. But those are just cameos. You look at the actual actors and actresses that are in this movie, there's actually a lot of talent in this movie. Sandra Bullock and Cate Blanchett may very well be two of our greatest living actresses, and their interplay with each other and the way that their characters interact and their history that they apparently have with each other was one of the most endearing parts of the movie, to be honest. If anything, the movie should have had a lot more of that, maybe less of some of the other characters, but the more that those two would have gotten to interact just with each other, I think it would have been to the movie's benefit. Didn't mention her before, but Rihanna plays a role in this movie as well. Now, she plays a really tropey character. It's a character that we've seen in movies 1,000 times. It's the computer hacker that's just, oh, I'm so bored with how easy this is. 3 keystrokes and I have access to the entire Met Gala security system. You know, that kind of tropey character. But despite the fact that it is a really tropey character, I was actually on board with her. Ditto for Anne Hathaway. Her and her cleavage are really, really good in this movie. I'm not saying that to be sexist. Her cleavage plays an integral role in the movie. But therein lies two of the primary problems that I do have with this movie. Number one, I feel like this movie really lacks the top-down chemistry and the really, just the sheer magnetism of the original 11 from the original movie. You have Cate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock, whose characters are both great. You have Anne Hathaway, whose character is really good in this movie. So you've got 3 really good characters and performances. You've got Rihanna's, who's okay, and the rest of them are just kind of there. And that's the problem. It's really front-loaded with the talent and the interesting characters, and everybody else is just kind of there. And I didn't get that sense when I was watching the original Ocean's movies. It felt like the talent was much more balanced. You cared about virtually everybody in that movie, and really there's about 3 characters in this movie that you could particularly care about. And 2, like I mentioned with the Rihanna character, who, oh my god, I'm so bored with how easy this is. This heist is really easy. Maybe that's not fair. The heist lacks any sense of stakes or anything being at risk. You can say in your movie, well, geez, if we fail this, we're all going back to jail, or we're all going to jail. You can say that until you're blue in the face, but if it doesn't really feel for the audience that there is any risk that this plan is not going to pull off perfectly, then that's kind of just empty sentiment that's just there for the sake of being there. This movie's almost 2 hours long, and not once during its runtime did I ever feel like the 8 were in danger of not succeeding. That's a genre problem. Heist movies, that's a trope in and of itself in heist movies. But you can do that in such a way that you still introduce elements where you're like, this might go south. And there's actually then some more audience investment in this. Like, you find yourself rooting for the heisters to succeed. And I didn't feel like I was rooting for the 8 at any point. I was rooting for the 3 characters that I was interested in, but as far as the group as a whole and the success of the heist, never once did I feel like this heist was not going to be 100% successful. And to me, that's a problem. If you're actually invested in the concept that, oh, these guys might not be successful, or these girls in this case might not be successful, your payoff at the end is so much more rewarding. And I didn't really get much of a rewarding payoff from this movie. All that said, should you see Ocean's 8? And that's a solid especially if you like this genre or you like the particular people that are in the movie. I think you should definitely see it. Like, I can't pretend that this movie wasn't at least a little bit fun for me. Like, I did not fail to enjoy myself while watching this movie. It didn't jump off the screen at me, and it likely won't jump off the screen at you. But if you like heist movies, if you just want to go to the movies and just kind of be entertained, like, on pure entertainment value, this movie's absolutely fine. I don't think it would stand up to, say, a critical analysis, but this isn't the kind of movie that necessarily needs to stand up to a critical analysis. It just kind of needs to be entertaining. It's worth checking out. You probably don't have to see it in theaters. Like, you're safe to wait until VOD or Netflix or DVD release or what have you, but it's one that you're not going to regret seeing. All right, folks, Ocean's 8, the return to the Oceans franchise. Have you seen the movie yet? What did you think of it? Anything like that, let us know in the comment section below. That's it for me, Justin, Library Chess Productions Movie Reviews. We'll see you again next time, and see you at the movies.